We have to determine what voice we're listening to. What's good, John Monty Appleton? This is Things Not Going As Planned, Part 3. If you got time, I got time. Let's go. Messed up my intro, but y'all know what it is. So when we're making plans for our life, we have to discern the voice that we're hearing. Is it our thinking or is it inspiration? Guaranteed, if inspiration is what's speaking to you, things are going to go the way that they're supposed to go. But as long as you're always on path, you have to understand provision. And I learned this in my art journey. Everything I've needed, every step of the way in my art journey, it has presented itself. I haven't had to pay anybody for anything. I've actually had people come to me and say, let me help you. Every mentor that I need, everything. Why is everything happening so perfectly? Because that's inspiration. Now in the past, I've done things, I've had plans, and nothing goes right. I'll host events, no one shows up. I'll post videos, nobody watches. I do all these things and there's no support for it. Why? Because those are great ideas that I thought of. And I'm not saying ideas don't take off, but for me and what may be for other people, you're here for a purpose. You ain't here to do all the things. You're here to do the thing. You have to identify what that thing is. That one thing. And it's going to take a couple of times for you to hit the target. So don't get discouraged because you'll be provided for the entire time. I think about how many times in my adult life I have not had an income, but I've always been provided for. My kids have no idea how poor I have been. Bailey says all the time I had no idea we were struggling. Girl, we were struggling. But throughout all of that struggle, I've always been trying to align what I feel is my divine destiny. I've been provided for. And you have to think it's bigger than you. So even if I'm doing wrong, my daughter's angel and guides was like, I'm gonna take care of your dumb behind because I can't let them go down. So I'm saved by my children because all of our destinies are intertwined. And that's why if things aren't going as you plan, it's because it's bigger than you. Message, but that ain't the message. Now I've read the Bible, I've listened to the Bible, and I dabble in the Bible. Plainly put, me and God like this. Me and Jesus, we distant cousins. But me and God, we aces. And I sat down with a friend one day and I was feeling discouraged. And she sat down and told me the story of the Israelites when they were lost in the desert. Now I know the story, but the way she said it, I was like, sis, yes. She talked about provision and she said even though they were lost out there for the duration of the time that they were lost out there, they were provided for every day. They never went hungry. They never went without shelter. They never went without. They had everything they needed to go through what they needed to go through in order to get to where they wanted to be. So even though things aren't going as planned, you will be provided for as long as you're moving in inspiration. And you know you're moving in inspiration versus what you think you need to be doing because you're provided for. It's all in the provision. So if you want to know if you're in path, check the provision. Part 4,